Dan Petty, the Denver Post digital director of sports, who's going to talk with us on a daily basis about what's trending.
Right
We're going to
now.
pick 2, 3, 4 topics every day. Dan's going to tell us what's trending, primarily at denverpost.com, and most of it will be about sports, but some of it might be about other stuff. So Dan, welcome first of all.
Thanks for having me.
And second of all, what's trending?
Well, the first thing I want to talk about is the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh,
we haven't talked much
brought a
about
reporter's notebook. See, I like that. That's a nice touch.
Prepared,
That's a
right?
nice
That's
touch.
nothing wrong with being
Good.
prepared.
He's a journalist.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I like that.
I can't read half of what's written on here, but that's part of the gig too. So you guys, we haven't talked too much about the Colorado Avalanche. They're not doing great, sort of like the Nuggets are, but they lost 5-1 last night to the San Jose Sharks, and they're clinging to a little bit of playoff life
By
at this
their
point.
fingernails.
Yes, by their fingernails. If they lose on Friday at Anaheim, it's mathematically impossible. It's over. If they lose any of their last 5 games, it's over. My question to you guys is, have we been too soft as the media on Patrick Waugh? Does Patrick Waugh deserve more blame for how this season has gone than we've given him?
I believe he deserves a little bit of blame for not having his team more ready at the beginning of the season. I've been told by a number of people over there that the biggest problem was not the injuries. It was not the fact that they didn't pick up better defensemen in the offseason. It was complacency coming out of the chute. And you can put that on the head of a head coach. Patrick's still young as an NHL head coach. And I believe that the mark of a young team is inconsistency, and that's what you're seeing from these guys, because the core of this team is still very young. So I'm going to give Patrick and these young guys a pass on this and see how they come back next year.
I think that we'd probably be harder on him if he hadn't done so much for hockey in this city.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves a breath of air, a space from us that, as media guys, and I tend to look at that Walt Weiss gets more of a pass from us than I think he would if he weren't a former Rockies player, a guy who is grown up in the city. Yeah. And John Elway probably gets more of a pass than he deserves. Occasionally about his draft choice, but as he's more in place. And I said to John when he took the job, are you prepared to handle when people like I criticize you? And he said, I've been criticized my entire career. So it wouldn't even matter if we went after Patrick. Patrick, of all people I know, like John Elway, can handle it.
Yeah, he's kind of a bring it on guy. It doesn't bother him.
Yeah, exactly.